I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be talking about 5 ways to get rid of controlling thoughts. Well, Margaret, I think when we're going through a breakup, our thoughts are particularly
Absolutely
intrusive
Yeah.
and obsessive.
Yeah.
And it is so hard to escape them. So today, Margaret's got some tips
Yes.
to help you with this.
Yes. 5 ways to keep your thoughts from controlling you instead of you controlling your thoughts. And this is from a brief presentation on CNN about a month ago.
Okay.
All right? All right, let me start. You stare at your bedroom ceiling, willing yourself to go to sleep. Thoughts race through your head, holding your mind hostage. Or you ruminate on the awkward conversation you had with your boss on the way home from work. Overthinking can happen at any time of day or night and can leave people frozen in indecision. Okay? You also can't stop. That's the hard part. People are often trapped by their own thoughts because they are striving for perfection or are trying to find a way to control a situation.
Yes, that's big.
Okay, it's trying to have control of a situation, yes. And there are many, many people who share with us that they were expected to strive for perfection the entire time they were growing up. And no one can be perfect, unfortunately. Except for Craig, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. We want to figure out every single angle and be able to control what might happen if whatever should occur. And we get stuck in the process of overthinking. So it's when we can't control our situation and we feel like we can't.
And there's also irony in that the more you feel like you are going to have control by figuring out every angle and every way, the more anxiety it gives
Exactly
you.
right.
Yeah.
When people overthink, their thoughts begin going in circles and they can't find a conclusion. Thoughts of mishandled or embarrassing past events can also disrupt people and lead them to play back the events in their head over and over again. Overthinkers have trouble prioritizing their issues and understanding what problems are within their control. So one of the major themes of this article is to figure out what is in your control and what isn't. And we don't always stop to think about that.
In terms of a breakup,
Right.
that's why we say
Exactly.
you always want to focus on yourself and really work on yourself because that is the thing that you can
That's
control
thing
the
you can-
most.
Absolutely right. You can't control what your partner does, your ex-partner. Okay, so how to break the cycle of overthinking in 5 easy steps here.
All right, what do we
Easy
got?
stuff.
How many easy steps have you ever heard of? Number 1, the first step is to become aware when you're overthinking. That's important. You could be going at it and say, oh, wait a minute here, what am I doing to myself? Sometimes other people will point it out to you. And while that can be irritating to hear, it's helpful in learning how to spot it within yourself. Okay? Number 2, the next step is to take a step back and try and gain some perspective of what it is you're overthinking and if you have any control over it.
Okay.
And then they do a traffic analogy that they go back to a couple of times. You might not be able to control the traffic, but maybe you can control the route you take the next time, the GPS you use to get around a traffic jam, and the beverage in your cup holder, and how you react to the situation. So you can't change the traffic, okay? And it's crazy to even think about that. But you still do have some control here about how you're going to handle this whole thing.
Yep.
All right, number
Or
3.
the time you leave. That's a big one.
Yeah, that is a big one.
I like that one too because for me it happens mostly at night where thoughts start racing. And I'm sure for a lot of people too, nighttime
Absolutely
is that time.
true. Yep.
So if you're able to be aware of it and say,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm
Wait a
staying up
minute,
until 3
I'm
a.m.
not doing this. Yeah.
And the things you can do is maybe put on some soothing music,
Yeah.
maybe, get up and stretch for a while.
Yep.
So
Have a warm cup of tea.
Yeah.
Step 3, if it is something that is within your control, the third step is to be in the moment and isolate the singular problem. In other words, if you figure out that something is within your control, then you start focusing on that and that alone and figure out how you're going to handle it instead of letting your thoughts go all over the place.
Okay.
Okay? Step 4. Once you have identified one problem, the next step is to set a time limit on how long you're going to give yourself to problem solve. Okay. Now that's a huge one, and it comes up in the literature on anxiety all of the time. If you're going to be overthinking or anxious about something, it's not going to help. And sometimes I think we almost think that if I think about this long enough, I'm going to feel better, or it's going to get better, or something. It's not going to happen.
So if you put a limit on it, Margaret, like, I'm only going to obsess about this breakup from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night, that keeps it in a window.
Well, it's sort of
a short
like,
window.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but at the end of that time, I'm going to stop and go on to something else because I don't want to invest all of my time. I don't mind if it's productive, but if it's just sort of circular thinking, that's not helpful. And I think that's a really good idea. And anything that lives in your unconscious, that your unconscious mind is involved in, doesn't get time. So you need to impose time on this process. Okay? It is important not to slip into problem dwelling. Now, there's a word that's often used called don't dwell on it. In other words, don't get stuck on the subject. Don't get into problem dwelling, which isn't productive for resolving the issue at hand. You want solving, not dwelling. For example, if you are stuck in traffic and going to be late for an appointment, a problem solver might look for alternative routes, call the person they are meeting and let them know that they will be late, and take deep breaths while listening to nice music on the radio. A problem dweller, on the other hand, might think, I can't believe I'm stuck in traffic, or I can't believe I'm going to be late for this appointment. It doesn't look good for me professionally. Is that helpful? No. Okay? Because again, it's not within your control. You can do what is in your control and call and say, I'm going to be late and I apologize. But making yourself crazy and going into, I can't believe it, not helpful. The final step is to recognize the steps you took toward solving your problem, even if you weren't able to solve it completely. So, if you called the person you were going to have a meeting with and explained to them, then you did some problem solving. You're going to celebrate the fact that you took a situation, recognized that you were overthinking, and that you tried to solve the problem. So the 5th step is you're going to give yourself some credit for having tried this process. Okay? Winding down at night. Overthinking plagues many people at night as they toss and turn in their beds. If incessant thoughts are keeping you up, it is recommended that you schedule a time to overthink. I can imagine writing that in my little appointment book. For example,
Rise and shine.
Yeah. Right.
First thing in the morning, last thing at night.
For example, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes and allow my brain to go wherever it needs to go. But after that, I'm going to sleep. And like I say, if any of the process is unconscious, then putting time into it is very, very useful. Okay?
Sure.
All right.
So these are good and helpful. They're very easy to follow.
Yeah.
They're nice, simple steps. Maybe someone in the comment section will write them out for us.
Okay. But you'd be surprised so often we hear that I overthink things. And sometimes when you get to the 3rd and 4th point they've overthought, you're confused. I looked at it this way and that way, and this could happen and that could happen. You can drive yourself nuts. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah. Another thing that can be soothing, now that I'm thinking of it, actually, I learned from you, and that's calling up the object, to think about somebody that you love or who's been nice to you.
Yes.
And to kind of just meditate on them and
exactly.
who they are. And
yeah.
Try to shift your focus a little bit.
Many of us know someone who always, somehow, when we were in their presence, it calmed us down. So yes, think of them. That's a great suggestion. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Let us know what you thought about this one. Leave a comment and a like if you liked it, and for Margaret's hard work and research. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful, please sign up.
And of course, Coach Victoria will continue to train with us.
I'll be here.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to AskCraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.